Hi, this is Algebra B's page 2, questions 7 through 14 video. Questions 7, 8, 9, and 10, I'll ask you to label the slope and y-intercept. This one actually is pretty simple. Slope will always be the number right next to x. The number right next to x. Your y-intercept is going to be the other number. It will be the one that's always being added or subtracted. So for question 7, the slope is -2 because that's the number right next to x. We use m to label slope. We use b to label y-intercept. Write that down there. So b is going to be the only other number there, +4. Question 8, the slope is 4. It's the only number with x right with it. B, we don't see a y-intercept this time. However, I can add a +0 to this equation and not change anything. The y-intercept is actually 0. That means when we go to graph this line, it would cross at the origin. For question 9, the slope is 3/4, again the number with x. The slope is -5. Make sure you take that negative sign with it. Slope for number 10 is -2/3, and the y-intercept is -10. Question 11. This time we're going to use that information we just used in the other questions to graph. So my slope is 3. When we work with slope and graphing, we always want it to be a fraction. So if it's a whole number, I'm going to write it over 1 because that doesn't change anything. The y-intercept is -2. The first step to graphing is to graph the y-intercept. So our y-intercept is -2. So on this graph, where -2 is on the y-axis, I'm going to put my first point. You need 2 points to graph a line. So for the second point, you're going to use slope and use the saying, rise over run. The first number tells you how many to go up. The second number, how many to move left or right. If it's positive, you go to the right. If it's negative, you'll go towards the left. So our slope is a +3/1. So I'm going to go up 3 from that dot that I already put. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1 to the positive side. And this is that line. Let's pretend like I drew a straight line there. Question 12. Our slope is -2/3. Y-intercept is 5. Again, we're going to graph the y-intercept first. So we're going to put a point at 5 on the y-axis. And this time we have a negative slope. So since it's negative, I can go down to 1, 2, and then to the right 3, 1, 2, 3. The other option is to go up 2, 1, 2, it's kind of off here, and then to the left 3, 1, 2, 3. You'll notice that will still be in line. If my coordinate plane was larger, I could extend it up, but instead I had to go down. Either way will work. Question 13, my slope is 1/4. My y-intercept is 1. Again, always graph that y-intercept first, put a point there at 1. And we're going to use the slope, which is 1/4, rise 1, run 4, it's positive, so I'm going to go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I have my 2 points, I can connect my dots. Question 14, slope is 2. The y-intercept is -3. Graph that y-intercept first at -3, again on the y-axis. And then I'm going to use slope. We like slope to be a fraction, so I'm going to write this 2 over 1. Tells me to go up 2 over 1. I could actually keep going if I wanted more points. I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. These are all going to be on the same line. It'll kind of help me draw a straighter line if I actually extend my dots, but you really only need 2. There we go. And that is the end of page 2. See the other videos for additional notes.